Hello and welcome along to Mondo Chelloveck Movies. My name is John, and this video is going to be what I've picked up recently from HMV and CEX. But first I've got a shout out for you.
Hey John, thanks for the shout out. My name's Martin and my YouTube channel is called 4K Michelin Star Movies. Yeah, I'm a 4K physical media collector and I enjoy all kind of genres of movies. All the way going back from kind of the 60s, 70s, 80s up to the 90s and noughties really. In terms of genres, I think probably my favourite genres I'd probably say is sci-fi and horror at the moment. I'm kind of well into collecting horror at the moment, and particularly the kind of Italian horror directors, the slasher genre, giallo directors like Dario Argento. I'm kind of into those at the moment. But generally, I collect steelbooks. It's a bit of an obsession for me at the moment. But I do the collector's box and all the kind of the big box sets as well. Generally, my channel is unboxing the latest products, going into detail, talking about the movies, showing you what the actual packages is about. I also go on live streams. And I do weekly pickup videos as well. So 4K Michelin Star Movies is the name of my channel. So if you haven't checked it out already, please do so. Have a look. Check out my videos, like, comment, subscribe, and I always like to reply to all the messages I get. So thanks very much, and I'll see you soon.
So I urge you to get across to Martin's channel and check his stuff out. You get some of the 4Ks, the horror 4Ks, quite early on. And actually you got this one, Martin, funny enough, before I did. And I checked his review out, like I said on my review of this. And I thought his review of this release was spot on. And if you haven't seen my review of this release, I'll leave a link to it down below in the description. So check that out. So please check out Martin's channel, 4K Michelin Stars, link down below. Cheers, mate. But before I get into my pickups, I've got an unboxing for you. So I've just received this through the post today. This comes from my good friend Roger Preeb. I hope I pronounced your name right, Roger. And the postage on here is $28.75. So I want to thank Roger once again for sending this to me, and also for putting such an amazing amount of postage on it. I really do appreciate that. So let's see what's in here. Nurse, scalpel, thank you. Yeah, me and Roger have been talking over Instagram in the last couple of months actually, and just sharing thoughts on various things. And it's great to catch up with people that you don't really sometimes get the chance to on YouTube itself. You can do personal messages on Instagram, WarrenPeace666, if you want to contact us that way. Just take me time with this. I don't want to do any form of damage to this package. Also a note here. Hey John, I just wanted to send you a few things. First is the Blu Ray copy of I Know You Love Your Slipcovers, and this has to be one of the coolest slipcovers I've ever seen. If you have it already, please forward it to somebody that would love it. So there's two items in here. The top one is, oh, look at that. Let Me In. Wow, look at this. That was a movie that Roger had said, and no, I don't have this movie actually, although I know about this movie. So in here you get a booklet, you get the movie, the download code. You get everything in here. Oh, digital copy. And there's your movie there. For me, if you get a steelbook, I do think you should put these covers on the steelbooks all the time, just for protective reasons. And also, Roger has sent me got a note in here. So the note in this one is, this is a copy of my movie that I created and directed. Wow. It's called Quarter Bin. It's basically Friends in a comic book store, but with a twist. This is the new Blu Ray that I just put together. It has a bunch of special features on it, including a commentary track and the original pilot that I did when it was going to be a TV show. Wow. The movie is free to watch on Tubi if anyone else out there wants to check it out. So look at that. So this is, Roger's actually made a movie. This is brilliant. Quarter bin, love and comics, not necessarily in that order. There's the back of it there. Region free. Described as friends in a comic book store, Quarter bin is a fun, quirky comedy full of romance and geekdom. Comic book store owner Kevin Murphy, Chris Patterson, finds his world turned upside down when he discovers his soulmate is his second cousin. Things go from bad to worse when a rival shop opens run by the scheming Ian Petrella, Randy from A Christmas Story, in a rare appearance. Wow. This has got a bit of a Clerks feeling to me. And so the running time is 74 minutes. It's a 2016 movie. I'm thinking is Quarter bin a bit like in the UK when you have like a pound bin, when you get all the cheap stuff in, when you go to like a shop. Maybe that's what it means. So thanks once again, Roger, for sending this really great special edition which I've never seen before, and also a copy of your very own movie. Cheers, mate. I really do appreciate this. So when I was looking at this movie, I thought, there's another version of this, isn't there? And there was. This movie here, I think this is the original, and this is the remake. This is the American remake, and this is from Norway or Sweden, I think. I haven't watched both of them, obviously, yet, but I will check them out, because I think that they're meant to be two great horror films. And this cover on here is absolutely amazing, and the whole package is brilliant. So I will be checking them out, very soon. But I did check out this movie here, Quarter bin. This is the movie made by Roger Preeb, and I've got to say the cast in here is so funny. Now this guy here, he is a natural. So this movie kind of reminds me of Clerks in a fashion, and it's a great movie, so funny. Now what I'll do is I don't talk too much about it here, but I will talk about it and what I've watched on the end of the month. So I want to thank Roger once again for sending these things across to me, and it's great to have this movie. The director has actually sent this to me. It's brilliant. So thanks once again, Roger. Appreciate that. So first up from CEX for 50p, I got Battleship. Now I was very interested in this movie when it first came out, and I thought, Battleship, yes, a new movie on a ship. I love movies on ships, as you know. I thought I've got to get that, and I heard nothing but bad things about it. So I thought, right, that's not going to happen. But since then I thought, well, it's just 50p. It probably is a big load of rubbish, but if it's a big load of rubbish in a cheesy action fashion, I don't mind. So I picked that up just thinking it might be good for a watch one day. And for 50p you kind of grumble. I did check it out, and actually it did look, the picture quality was brilliant on it, and the special effects actually look quite good. I know this movie really bombed, and I don't know why exactly, because as soon as I heard it was bad, I thought I'm not going to go into that. But when I watch it, I will talk about it, and I'll talk about what I thought of it. Is it so bad it's good? I'm guessing it probably is. Well, I'm hoping it is. So that's Battleship. Next up is a movie that I'm really amazed isn't on 4K yet. In fact, it was one of those movies where I thought it's got to be out anytime soon on 4K. And of course, with me talking about it, it'll be announced on 4K tomorrow. But for £5, I picked up Teen Wolf. Now, I love Michael J. Fox. I think he's absolutely brilliant, especially in his comedic roles. He is good in serious roles as well. I mean, Casualties of War, wow. But this movie was just so much fun. It was a bit like Back to the Future for me. I didn't really appreciate it when it came out. I think I was just at the wrong age. I was kind of a little bit too old for it. I thought I was a bit too old for it and didn't really go back to watching things that are maybe aimed more at kids. And that's a bit of a mistake, if I'm honest. But anyway, I do love Back to the Future now. And this movie here, I haven't seen it for so long. And I do want to go and see Teen Wolf 2 as well, because I like the star in that, and I can't remember his name at this point. Jason Bateman. I must have sat here for 5 minutes trying to think about that one. But this movie is a fun movie. It's one of those 80s teen movies that really sort of resonate with people. That does resonate with me now, but I would like to see this as a 4K, maybe with Teen Wolf 2 on a special features with it. That'd be great. Now this movie, actually, when I put it on, I mean it's an early Blu Ray, this one, and you can tell because when Blu Ray came out, sometimes they were maybe had a DVD sort of ported over to it, And this does look like there's been no restoration done on it whatsoever. It's just literally thrown onto a disc. It's alright, the colours are okay, it's watchable, but there's a lot of dirt on the picture, and it's one of those ones these days when we see a Blu Ray, a brand new Blu Ray, we're treated to the zenith of the quality of it. It's probably had a good remastering through the years. This one definitely hasn't. But anyway, it is what it is, and this will do until a 4K comes out. I can't wait to watch this. I don't know if the Debs is too much into this, but I'll ask her if she wants to watch it. But it's highly recommended by me, and I would love to see this on 4K. So that's Teen Wolf. So next up from HMV, I've been looking at this movie for such a long time, and it's always been around about £17, and I thought, wow, that's a little bit too expensive for this one, even though I really do want to see it. Funny enough, I taped it on the TV the other day, but it expired, and it just ran out, and I couldn't see it. So that's great, isn't it, when you think about the fact that none of these will expire and run out of date, but never mind. So I was just about to walk out of the shop, and I thought I'd take a quick look and see if this movie's come down any price. Well, it was $5.99. So for $5.99, I picked up Xanadu. This features the late, great Olivia Newton-John. And when I was watching a making of or something on YouTube about it, and the way it was portrayed as just being a completely mad musical with the most strangest of stuff in it, I thought, I've got to see that. And of course, I looked on the BBC iPlayer and I had it on there, and I put it on, and it says you've got a week or two to watch it. I forgot about it. When I went back to it, it was gone. So yeah. But I put this on, and I've got to say the quality is pretty good. It's not amazing, but it's good enough. And you do get some good special features on there. But this movie, it literally is, it defies description. It's so bizarre, and it was a huge flop as well. The music in here is by ELO, big fan of ELO. And I think that the music is good enough the theme tune is amazing, and Olivia Newton-John is amazing. So this is a very kind of strange watch, a musical that is meant to be one of the worst musicals of all time, with some of the worst dancing, music and all that type of thing, and set pieces. The set pieces looked atrocious, if I'm honest, when I looked at it, but that doesn't matter to me, because what matters to me is the fact that it's a bit of a unique bit of cinema, for want of a better word. It's kind of one of those things that defies description, and I'm all about that. So yeah, but so glad to pick it up for $5.99. So that could be one of the best things or the worst things I've seen in my life, but I'm willing to give it a free pass. So that's Xanadu. Speaking of sales, next up I've got a movie I've been after for such a long time, and it's in the Criterion collection, and I got it for $12.99 in a sale, and it is The Cameraman, the Buster Keaton movie. Now I didn't know this, but it's actually got another movie on here as well. So if you want to get this movie, it's got two movies on for the price of one. And this is a 4K restoration, and it does say that on the description at the start of it, it says that some of the reels are damaged, or not damaged but lost. So they've had to take it from a lower quality print. And when you start off, you can tell the lower quality print, it's a bit soft. But when they get into the 4K, when they found the original negatives and part of this movie, and actually you see a black and white movie from 1928 with the original negatives, it's the crystal clear, and I just love that. There's something about watching black and white. I mean, a 4K of these ones would just be outstanding if they did put HD on it, because if they had a 4K of this one looks great, and if the 4K'd it without HDR, it would look pretty much the same with a little bit extra detail. But if they could get this with HD on it, it just brings these movies to life, these black and white lost masterpieces. But it's Buster Keaton. I'll collect anything by him, because I think to me he's the greatest silent movie star of all time. He's probably one of the greatest stuntmen of all time. The things he does in his movies are just unbelievable. Plus he's got such an eye for comedic set pieces. There's a bit in here what I put on. I've never seen this movie before, and I put it on, and I thought there's a bit where somebody's trying to get a photograph of somebody in a revolving, when you go into these buildings, and it's got like a revolving doors, and he's trying to get a photograph of this bloke, and they're kind of missing each other and all that, and it goes on for a couple of minutes. But wow, I just love stuff like that. And also it's got this other movie on here as well, which looks incredible the same. And I mean, I haven't got these movies in the other Eureka things of Buster Keaton, so this was an obvious purchase for me. And to be honest, and you get a booklet in here as well, so it's got everything going for it. And if you're a fan of silent cinema, you'll most likely be a fan of this movie. Now, it does say that Buster Keaton was a loggerheads with his studio when he made this movie, but I've got no doubt that this movie will be absolutely amazing, as all his movies are that I've seen. So that's The Cameraman. So next I went across to the indicator section, and they had the 2 for £15 on the Blu Rays. So first up, I picked up a movie I've been after for quite a while, and every time I go to the 2 for 15 it's not there, but it was this time. So I picked up Vampires. This is the John Carpenter movie from 1998, and I always thought that I'd seen this movie back in the day, and to be honest, when I put it on and I was looking through a few of the clips in it, there was nothing in this movie that I remembered. I've heard it from Keith from Euphoria Pictures, link down below. He said this movie is absolutely brilliant. The picture quality in here, sometimes it looks a little bit as if it needs a bit of a remaster, and other times it looks absolutely crystal clear and stupendous. So that might be the fact that some of the elements or some of the way it was shot and the dark light isn't that good, but some of the dark scenes look amazing in it. This movie would make an excellent 4K, actually, if I'm thinking about it. But really interested to check this out, because this is one of the rare John Carpenter films I've never seen before. So that's Vampires. So obviously in that deal I had to get another movie. So I picked up Mr. Sardonicus. This is from 1961, and it's a William Castle movie. Big fan of William Castle. He was a director or a producer. He had this way of making movies that are had these sort of gimmicks to it, like things flying through the audience, or the tingler, where the seats would have an electric current run through them, so they'd buzz you when the tingler's like walking around in the movie, which is a great thing to happen. And this is one of the ones that I do want to collect more of his stuff, but William Castle, I have seen the documentary about him, I did mention this movie. Now, I don't know much about it, but what I do know is that the picture quality on here is black and white movie. The picture quality on here is unreal. It's so crystal clear, and this Mr. Sardonicus, this fella, he's got a mask on for some reason. I don't know why the mask is in, but this is it's beautiful looking film. And with William Castle, you do know that you're going to get something a little bit different, a little bit sort of gimmicky, a little bit flashy, a little bit exploitational in a way. But that's one of the things that draws me to that. So very interested to see that one. That's Mr. Sardonicus. And next up, with a big shout out to Dave Ramsden and Jill. He had sent me previously First Blood on 4K. So naturally, in the 2 for £30 sale in HMV, I had to pick up First Blood Part 2. Or Rambo 2. Now, I just noticed there they've got like different colour schemes on the movies. Now, this one here, these are a great set of movies, and this one looks amazing, and so does this one actually. I think this one might look a little bit better because I think it's more like outdoors than this one is, I think, but it's in more like a sort of hotter climate. And these are going to be essential watches when I pick them all up on 4K. I was going to watch the Rambo quadrilogy, or wherever there are two now. I think there's 5 of them. I was going to watch them the other day, but with getting this sent to me, I'm going to now go down the 4K route with these. So really looking forward to watching these again. And Sylvester Stallone, but obviously a studio canal, so you know you're going to get some really good transfers of these. That's Rambo First Blood Part 2, or as we all know it's called, Rambo 2. So lastly, in the 2 for £30 sale on 4K, I got The Lost Boys. Now, I'd been looking at this quite a few times and never got it. The slip was just not there, and it was there for a while. So I thought I was just waiting for this to come into that sale, and of course when it did, the slips were long gone, and I thought, I don't believe this. I'm gonna miss out and get the slip for this. But I just spotted one the other day, and I thought, I'm on that. Now, I knew this was funny because up until very recently, I didn't like this movie at all. I had it on Blu Ray and I watched it a while ago and didn't like it, and I watched it on VHS and didn't like it. Didn't have it on I did have it on the DVD. I didn't even watch the DVD. And I thought, when I got the Blu Ray and this was coming out, I thought, I'm going to give it one more shot, and if I like it, I get the 4K. If I don't, then that's just the way it goes. And I loved it. Weirdly enough, I did sort of have some reservations about the fact of these sort of so-called punks, and they didn't really come across like that at all. But anyway, I've left that behind, and I thought that this movie just was and looks sensational, mainly because the fact it's got the 2 Corys in here as well. I'm a big fan of the 2 Corys. And so yeah, I'm so glad I give it that last watch. And the Blu-ray looks really nice, and I thought if I'd heard bad things about this, I would have just left it at the Blu-ray and been more than happy with that. But I heard good things about this, so I went and got this on the strength of that, and I put it on, and I've got to say the picture quality in here is out of sight. It's the colours in here, when it gets into when it starts off, it's a little bit dodgy because obviously you've got the 2 elements of the credits overlapping the film, so it looks a bit rough. Well, not much, but you know what I mean. But when it gets out of that, the picture quality on here is just really just one of the best things I've ever seen. It's right up there. And I'm so glad to pick it up on 4K with a slip. So, and I quite like the slip as well. So finally really happy to get this on 4K. That's The Lost Boys. So don't forget, if you got Mubi, try and go across and see if you can find this movie to watch. It's absolutely brilliant. I want to thank Roger once again for sending this to me. And also get across to 4K Michelin Stars channel, aka Martin, link down below, and check his videos out. So thanks for watching, you take care, and I will see you on the next video. Cheers.